Hi, today I want to show you how you can send push notifications from your web server to your applications. So as you might remember in my previous tutorials, I was showing how you can set up the Firebase push notification service for your application and also the project itself on the website. So now we are going behind this, let's say, application setups and the project itself. If you want to send distributed messages not from your application or from your application via your web server, of course you don't need to use the Firebase console itself, but you can integrate the sending process into your application on your web server. So for this, I show you how you can do it in PHP. Of course, you can do it in other languages as well, but this is one of the most common backend language for the website. So if you go to a web provider and you want to have your own site, let's say hosted by a service, then most probably you will get a website with a PHP backend for dynamic web pages. So um, let's start from the beginning. So you already have the project itself set up. So as you can see, I already sent from the website some messages, but I would like to send it from my PHP server. So let's go to the project setting, because this is the first thing what you need to do. And at the cloud messaging, you can see this Firebase cloud messaging API enabled. And here, if you don't have anything, then you can basically set this API integrated into your project. And once you did it, then you can go and manage the service from here. So basically, this sender ID is linking your Firebase project to your service console account at Google, and this will, let's say, enable you to get an authentication from your web server to the sending service, and then you can send out your messages to your application. So let's go to the service menu, and here you can see that the service itself is already created for this project. And from this, to get this admin account linked to your project, you need to create an API key, which you can do from here, from the manage keys section. So at the actions, you have a manage keys option, and if you come here, it's typically empty, so you don't have any keys generated. I already generated one, so that's because that's why you can see this here, and this key will be used for the project on your website. So once you are generating a key, then you will be able to get this key, and you can download it from the system. So let's create one additional key. Actually, I have this key already generated, so I will use that. But I just show you that how you can generate a key for you. So once you click on the generate or add key, you will get this message, and you can get a JSON file, or you can get a P12 file. But as you can see, the recommended version is the JSON file what you can create and you can download. So when you create it, it's automatically generated, and you get already the download from the from the website. So this file, let's check the file. So basically the file looks like this. Here you can see my older file. So if you compare this, then basically this D4 ending key, which is here, is the first one. So what you will get is that what is the project ID, then you get the private key, some authentication information, client ID, and so on. So you need to save this file on your website. So I show you how it's actually on my side. So here I saved it as sample project JSON. So this one is the file with the account. So you can see that this is the D4 file, private key, and so on. So all this content. So then once this is generated, you can create basically the message sending application on your side. And here I have a file which I named to sample message send PHP file, and basically this will do the job for us. I will not go through the whole content, but basically to send messages via the service. Now it's not enough if you have a service account and then a kind of API key what you can use, but you need to get an authentication, and this authentication is basically checking if you have the right file, you have this key downloaded from the service, as comparing it with the file what Google has in the console. So to get basically this first step, the authentication itself, you need to implement this long code here, and you need to send this message uh, to Google, to the authentication um, URL, and you need to keep the response data what you will receive if you get it authenticated. So this access token is required finally from the respond data to be able to send a message. Without this, you will not be able to get your message through the service itself. And then you need to fill out a message sending phase, and here you can see that what you need to put in. So basically here we have two things. One is when you are sending a message to a topic, and the other one is when you are sending a message to a user with a single token, let's say, provided for the user's phone. So when you are initiating your Firebase service in your application, and then the application receives this access token or a device token, and with this device token you can reach this individual device via the Firebase service. But as I said, you have these two possibilities. At first, you have the topic type messages, so where you have in the notification message a topic, a notification itself, and then you need to set up the message itself on a way that you basically control what is sent to the user. And if you want to send to one single device or more devices, because you can also send here to multiple devices, then of course you need to have an array of token here and not just one token. But here I have only one token used. So I'm not going again into the details because this is basically something what you can find on the Firebase website. But what is important that whenever you call these services, you also need to refer to your project itself. So actually, not in this first section. Here you only need to refer to the JSON file itself, and inside the JSON file you have anyway the project identification. But when you are sending the message, then you need to call the URL for the message sending, which looks like this. So the beginning is basically always the same. So this fcm google app is .com slash v1 slash projects, and then you need to have your project ID. So basically this project ID what you have here on the Firebase website as a project ID, and then slash messages and send. So this will be the URL for the message sending itself. Then you can and let's come to the token type. So when we are sending it to one device, so here the URL is the same, and the message should contain the token, link to the token itself. Then you have the notification with the body and the title, and then in Android you need to have a notification channel defined. And then you can add a data which can be again an array of elements what you want to send to your application. So if you want to send something with which the user can identify or can basically use the data to know exactly what to do with the message itself, because sometimes you just not want to send a message and get the message appearing in the banners, but also maybe you want to guide the user directly to a certain section of your application. Like in my case, I was using some data to tell to the user that they received a message from another user, and I was not showing the message itself in the notification banner, but the data was containing which user and what kind of or which message was sent. And once the user was clicking on the or tapping on the banner, then the application opened, and basically um, the user got to the message directly, so they didn't want to to step through the different screens, but the application was doing it automatically. So once you filled out the notification itself, so this portion here, then you can start to get the headers as well for the message. So this is where basically the authentication from the Firebase server or the Firebase console and the Google let's say a console admin console also came into the picture. So basically you got this access token, and in the message header you need to have this access token again, um, let's say mentioned, and if you don't have it, then you can't send out a message. So basically the header needs to be prepared like this, that the authorization should be the bearer with with the access token, and the content type should be this application token. And then you need to create a curl request, and here you have the URL, again the function itself, or the process itself, what you are calling. You want to have it with the post message sent. And then the headers are the authorization header, then some additional um, let's say optional or options which need to be set, and then the post fields, what is basically the notification itself. So this is what we filled out here. And then you just have to execute this curl message, and then you need to close the channel. And you can also return the result. Of course, it's not necessary to return this result, but based on this result, you can basically get to the user with something what may be meaningful for the application, if it is coming from the application where you are calling this PHP let's say process. Okay, so then one thing is also here. So before we are sending the notification, of course, we need to get the token from somewhere. And in this case, I was just running the application which we created or which I created for the previous tutorial. And when I'm running it, I'm looking for this token here, and this token is generated here. So you can see that this CTL9 and so on is the token of the device itself. So this one what the device received from Firebase. And if I'm going back here, so you can see that I already added this phone token, and I'm calling the message, the send notification to user procedure or function with this phone token, and I'm sending a trial message, and this is a trial message from my server. This is what will be sent to the application. So if we are going now to the application is running, but if I would send a message right now, I would just get a notification in the top bar of the phone, and would not see anything. So I'm now closing the application, and I will send this message. Oops. Okay, so I will send the message from the website, and let's send again the message. And as you can see, the message was sent with the token. I already got here the message. Unfortunately, the banner was not showing up, but maybe if we clear it and we send, let's resend again the message. Let's see how it's working. Okay, I just get again the notification. But if I'm coming here, then you can see that the trial message received, and yeah, so basically the sending via the website is working. So basically this is the setup. Of course, as I said, you can extend it with your additional informations, what you want to send to the application itself. And if you want to get more insight for the Firebase setup, that how you can create a message, then of course you can always visit the Google Design websites or the Firebase website, and you can get help for filling your messages um, from that help content which you can find in the documentation. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and you can set up your message sending server on your side. And if you enjoyed the tutorial, please don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time with the next tutorial. See you and goodbye.